Yes. Now I am going to discuss the concept of relations. Before starting the relations, first we should know about the Cartesian product of two sets. Here, let A comma B be two sets. Let A comma B be two sets. The Cartesian product of A comma B is denoted by A cross B and defined by A cross B equals to set of ordered pair A comma B such that A belongs to A and B belongs to B. Now here you can see in the set A I am taking 3 elements and set B I am taking 2 elements. Now A cross B, how to write that one? A cross B, that is equal to set of all ordered pairs 1 3 1 4 2 3 2 4 3 3 3 4. 1 3 1 4 2 3 2 4 3 3 3 4. See that one A cross B only. Now here you can see n of A is equal to how many elements are there? 3 elements are there, and the number of elements in the B, 2 elements are there. Number of elements in A cross B, that is equal to 3 into 2, 6 elements are there. And if I generalize this formula, if a set contains, A set contains 3 elements, n elements, and n of B is equal to n elements, then the number of ordered pairs in A cross B, that is equal to m into n. And in the sets we learned one formula. If a set contains n elements, number of ordered pairs, number of subsets equals to 2 power n. Here this is set A cross B, that is one of the set. It contains how many elements? M into n. So number of subsets is equal to number of subsets, that is equal to 2 power mn of the set A cross B. Number of subsets of A cross B, that is equal to 2 power m into n. Now I am going to explain about the relation. Every relation, otherwise here we can say every subset of A cross B is a relation. Every subset of A cross B is a relation. So number of relations that is equal to number of subsets of A cross B. Here the relation that is defined from A to B. Here we are discussing the relation from A to B. So n of A is equal to m elements are there, n of B is equal to n elements are there, number of ordered pairs in A cross B, or number of elements in A cross B, m into n elements are there. If a set contains n elements, number of subsets is 2 power n. So here number of subsets of A cross B, that is equal to 2 power mn, and each subset, what I am saying, that is the relation. So every subset of A cross B is a relation. So number of relations is nothing but number of subsets of A cross B. Number of subsets, how many are there? 2 power mn are there. In that 2 power mn, what is the largest relation? Largest relation from A to B, that is equal to set of. If I write the relation, that is equal to, if I write in the set builder form, relation that is equal to set of ordered pair A to B, A belongs to A and B belongs to capital B. Ordered pair A comma B, such that here A belongs to A and B belongs to B. This is the relation. Now largest relation, that is equal to, that is nothing but A cross B only. That is the Cartesian product of the two sets. This one we say universal relation. Universal relation. And one more, smallest relation. Smallest relation, that is from A to B, that is equal to, that is empty set. This one we say void relation. Void relation. So n of A is equal to m elements are there, n of B is equal to n elements are there, n of A is equal to m elements are there, n of B is equal to n elements are there. number of ordered pairs in A cross B, that is equal to m into n. If a set contains n elements, the number of subsets, that is equal to 2 power n. So here A cross B containing how many ordered pairs? N of A cross B, that is equal to m into n, I said. So this set ordered A cross B contains 2 power m into n subsets, and here each subset we say relation only. So number of relations is nothing but number of subsets of A cross B. Here relation, that is equal to ordered pair A comma B such that A belongs to A, B belongs to B. Here I showed one example also. Here the largest relation from A to B, that is nothing but A cross B only. You have to write all the ordered pairs in A cross B. That one we say universal relation. Smallest relation, that is equal to empty relation, empty set only. This one we say void relation. Now, after writing that relation, how to write a domain? Domain, that is equal to, here this is the relation, set of ordered pair A comma B. Now here what I am writing? A. Here A comma B belongs to R. If A comma B belongs to R, domain, that is equal to A. So what to say here? The set of first elements in each ordered pair of R, that one we say domain. And what about the range? Range, that is equal to B such that A comma B belongs to R. The set of second elements in each ordered pair of R, that one we say range. And if I want to write inverse relation, that is equal to set of ordered pair B comma A such that if A comma B belongs to R, then in an inverse relation B comma A belongs to R inverse. This one we can represent with the R inverse. R inverse, that is equal to set of ordered pair B comma A, where A comma B belongs to R. So by observing these two, here what is the domain? B. And what about the range? A. So here domain of R inverse should be equal to range of R, and range of R inverse equals to domain of R. Next, I am going to, these are very important types of relations. Here types of relations. Types of relations. First one, identity relation. First one, identity relation. What is the identity relation here? R is a relation on set A. Here, previous what I said, R is a relation from A to B. R is a relation from A to B, then R must be subset of A cross B. If R is a relation defined on the set A, here R is a relation defined on the set A, R must be subset of A cross A. Here what is the inverse relation? A cross A only. What is the smallest relation? That is always void relation only. Now R is a relation defined on the set A, so R must be subset of A cross A. Now types of relation. First one, identity relation. Identity relation. R is a relation defined on the set A. R is a relation defined on the set A. So here R is equal to, starting you have to write R is a relation defined on the set A. Therefore R is equal to set of ordered pair A comma A such that A belongs to A. Here that R relation defined on the set A, any number of elements are there. For example, A is equal to, here set of 1, 2, 3 elements are there. R is equal to 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 only. A belongs to A, here A comma A belongs to R. 1 belongs to A, 1 comma 1 belongs to R. 2 belongs to A, 2 comma 2 belongs to R, 3 belongs to A, 3 comma 3 belongs to R. It contains only identity relation. It contains only equal ordered pairs. It should not contain unequal ordered pairs. That one you have to remember that one. Identity relation, it should contain only equal ordered pairs. So, number of identity relations, if a set contains n elements, so number of identity relations we can say only one. That is only one, all the equal ordered pairs only. Second one, see the difference between all these also. Second one, reflexive relation. And here I will show the difference between identity relation and reflexive relation also. Reflexive relation. Reflexive relation. Now here you can see for everywhere the relation R depends on the set A, so R is subset to A cross A only. For every x belongs to A, ordered pair x comma x belongs to R. Along with that equal ordered pairs, here a restriction is there, here there is no restriction. Here what is the condition? It contains only equal ordered pairs. For example, if a set contains 3 elements, 3 equal ordered pairs. It should not contain maximum number 3 only, least also 3 only. Only 3 equal ordered pairs are there. That one we say identity relation. If a set contains 3 elements. Here, for every x belongs to A, ordered pair x comma x belongs to R. For example, this one only I am saying A is equal to set of 1, 2, 3. If a relation depends on the set A. Now here R is equal to set of 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3. This one also we say reflexive relation. This one also we say reflexive relation. Every identity relation is a reflexive relation also we say. But every reflexive relation is not an identity relation. Why? Because along with this equal ordered pairs, it may or may not contain unequal ordered pairs also. This is also one of the reflexive relation. R2 that is equal to ordered pairs 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Along with that, it may or may not contain unequal ordered pairs. For example, 1 comma 2. We can close that one. Next, if you are interested, you can write 2 comma 1, 3 comma 2, 2 comma 3 like that. It may or may not contain, but at least 3 equal ordered pairs should be there. Otherwise, that is not a reflexive. Only these 3 equal ordered pairs, that one we say identity relation also. Every identity relation here I am saying a reflexive relation. But reflexive relation along with that equal ordered pairs, it may or may not contain unequal ordered pairs also. In the last, I will tell you how many reflexive relations. That one also I will explain. Next, third one, symmetric relation. Symmetric relation. If x comma y is there in that relation, at the same time y comma x should be there in that relation. Here all the equal or only equal ordered pairs are there, that one symmetric relation. Along with that equal ordered pairs, if it contains unequal ordered pairs, here we have to observe to say is it symmetric or not, we have to observe only unequal ordered pairs. X comma y is there, at the same time y comma x should be there. For example, here A is equal to a set of 1, 2, 3 only. Here I am writing one relation. 1 comma 2 is there. At the same time we need 2 comma 1. This is a reflexive relation only. Sorry, symmetric relation. R is equal to a set of 1 comma 2 is there. This is not a symmetric relation. Why? Because 2 comma 1 is not there. I am writing one more relation. Ordered pair 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. Here no need to check anything for equal ordered pairs. if it contains unequal ordered pairs, you have to observe only that one. Unequal ordered pairs, 1 comma 2 is there. It contains a 2 comma 1 or not, you can check that one. And 2 comma 3 is there. At the same time you can check that 3 comma 2 is there or not. So if it contains a comma b is there, at the same time b comma also there. So this is symmetric relation we say. Here equal, if it contains only equal ordered pairs, that is a symmetrical. A is equal to set of 2 comma 2 is there. Sorry, R is equal to set of ordered pair 2 comma 2 is there. That is a symmetric relation, but not a reflexive. Why? Because the set contains a 3 elements are there. So if that relation contains at least 3 equal ordered pairs, then only we say reflexive. Otherwise, that is not a reflexive. Along with that 3 equal ordered pairs, if it contains unequal ordered pairs also, that is also reflexive relation. But if it contains unequal ordered pairs along with that 3 equal ordered pairs, that is not identity relation. Identity relation, if a set contains 3 elements, the identity relation exactly contains 3 equal ordered pairs. Now, transitive. So everyone will get the confusion here, transitive only. But in every book, if you revise any book, everywhere they give only one definition, that is, see, I will write here. Fourth one, transitive relation. Transitive relation. Everyone will get the confusion here only. Reflexive, symmetric, both are easy to learn, but transitive, here only everyone will get the confusion. And in the second video class, I am explaining different model questions also based on this 3 definitions. So don't miss that second class. Now, A is equal to set of, for example, 1, 2, 3 only. Here, what is the actual definition? Everywhere, what they give here? Ordered pair A comma B belongs to R, and ordered pair B comma C belongs to R. That implies ordered pair A comma C belongs to R. Here we have to analyze this definition. What is the meaning of this one? If a relation contains, see, by observing that ordered pairs in that relation, if any relation is there between 2 ordered pairs like AB and BC, if any relation is there between 2 ordered pairs AB and BC, here a relation is there, here B is there, then it needs one more ordered pair, A comma C, to make transitive relation. If any relation is there between 2 ordered pairs, AB and BC, then it needs one more ordered pair, A comma C, then only we say that is a transitive relation. And here I am writing 3 points. If you understand these 3 points, then transitive is very easy to understand. Here what I am saying, if there is no relation between 2 ordered pairs, for example AB and CD, this is the transitive relation. Here what to write? If there is no relation between any 2 ordered pairs like AB and BC, here there is no relation like AB and BC. If there is no relation between any 2 ordered pairs, that is the transitive relation. And every single ordered pair, that is the transitive relation. Every single ordered pair, that is the transitive relation. And if there is no relation between any 2 ordered pairs AB and BC, here relation is not there. Both are different only. Here B, here C is there. No relation. That is a transitive. And here, by checking the transitive, all the possibilities, by observing only 3 ordered pairs, we can't decide that is a transitive or not. We have to check all the possibilities also. Now, if any relation is there, AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R, at the same time we need AC belongs to R, then only that is transitive. If any relation is there like that, we need one more ordered pair, then only that is said to be transitive. Single ordered pair, here to check that one relation, there is no other ordered pair. So this is the transitive. Here one more ordered pair is there. Now we can check that one, is there relation or not. Here AB, here CD is there. No relation between these 2 ordered pairs. If there is no relation, that is transitive. Here no relation is there, only single ordered pair is given. To check that relation is there or not, only single ordered pair is given. So this is also trans 2. Here a relation is there, then we need one more ordered pair A comma C, that is said to be, if it contains A comma C, then only that is said to be trans 2 relation. Next, anti-symmetric relation, fifth one. Number of everything I will explain. Anti-symmetric, not anti-symmetric relation. Anti-symmetric relation. Now, in the symmetric relation, what I said here, no need to observe the equal ordered pairs. If A comma B belongs to R, at the same time B comma A should not present in R. Here A comma B belongs to R, that implies B comma A belongs to R. Here we can say A is not equal to B. Here both are unequal. A is not equal to B. Here A comma B belongs to R, at the same time B comma A belongs to R. If A is equal to B, these conditions are very, very important. Means for anti-symmetric, no need to check the equal ordered pairs. Unequal ordered pairs are there. For example, A comma B is there. At the same time, it should not contain B comma A. B comma A is there. That is a symmetric relation only. For example, R is equal to, for example, only 1, 1, 2, 2 is there. That one we say that one satisfies both the symmetric and anti-symmetric. This one satisfies symmetric and anti-symmetric and transitive also. Why? Because no relation is there between the two ordered pairs like AB and BC. No relation is there. So this is the transitive also, symmetric and anti-symmetric also. If I give one more example, ordered pair 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Now unequal ordered pairs are there. Only equal ordered pairs are there. That one satisfies both the transitive and symmetric and anti-symmetric. Unequal ordered pairs are there. Here AB is there, but BA comma not there. AB is there, BA comma not there. So this is anti-symmetric relation. Here 2, 3 is there. If it contains a 3 comma 2, then we say that is symmetric relation. Next, partially ordered relation. Partially ordered relation. Partially ordered relation. Now, if a relation satisfies reflexive, anti-symmetric and transitive. If a relation satisfies reflexive, anti-symmetric and transitive, then that relation we say partially ordered relation. Partially ordered relation. Now, number of reflexive relations, number of symmetric relations, number of anti-symmetric relations and number of equivalence. And one more is there. If a relation satisfies reflexive, symmetric and transitive, if any relation satisfies these three, that relation we say equivalence relation. Now, number of reflexive relations, symmetric relations, transitive relations, we can discuss that one. Now, a set contains n elements I am taking. A1, A2, A3, so on an. A set contains n elements A1, A2, A3, so on an. So R must be subset of A cross A. To get the A cross A, here also I am writing the same elements A1, A2, so on an. Now A cross A, what will you get here? A cross A, n into n, total n square elements are there in A cross A. A contains n elements, n of A cross A, that is equal to n into n, n square elements are there. Now here we can get A1, 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 A2, A1, A3, so on A1, AN. Now here A2, A1, A2, 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 A3, so on A2, AN. Like that, so on, so on. AN, A1, AN, A2, AN, A3, so on AN, AN. Now these are the elements in the principal diagonal. Those are the elements in the principal diagonal. Now here number of reflexive relations. Very simple this one. Number of reflexive relations. Number of reflexive relations, that is equal to, what I am saying, it should contain total how many elements are there in the set A? N elements are there. It should contain n equal ordered pairs. Each one compulsory you have to write. So there is only one way to write each one. Compulsory it should be there. Now total n square elements are there here. Total n square elements are there. How many elements are there in the principal diagonal? If it is the n by n square matrix, number of elements in the diagonal n only. So total elements n into n. Here this side n is there. N into n square are there. I am subtracting all the principal elements in the principal diagonal. So rest of the elements how many are there? N square minus n. This side n square minus n by 2. That side also n square minus n whole by 2. This one n. You will get a total n square only. Now here n square minus n by 2 elements are there this side. Otherwise you can keep aside. Total except the principal diagonal elements, rest of the elements how many are there? N square minus n are there. So what I said, reflexive relation along with that equal ordered pairs, and it may or may not contain unequal ordered pairs also. So everything to write, for everything there are two possibilities, may or may not belongs to that relation. Total how many elements are there? N square minus n elements are there. For every element there are two possibilities. We can keep or no need to keep in that relation. Two ways are there. For the next one also two ways are there. For every element, how many times here we have to write how many elements are there? You have to repeat that one, n square minus n times. 2 into 2 into 2 into 10 times 2 power 10. So 2 into 2 into n square minus n, we can write 2 power n square minus n, that is equal to 2 power n into n minus 1. These many reflexive relations are there if a set contains n elements. Next, number of symmetric relations also we can discuss. Number of symmetric relations. Number of symmetric relations. Here there is no restriction. It may or may not contain these elements also. May or, and one more thing. See here, for everything may or may not contain. For reflexive, compulsory only. So I kept everything. There is only one way. 1 into 1 into. If you repeat that one any number of times, you will get a 1 only. But for the rest of the elements, 2 times. 2 possibilities are there. So 2 into 2 into 2. Rest of the elements how many are there? N square minus n are there. So n square minus n times 2 power, we got n square minus n. Now symmetrical relations. For everything, so first you can see the diagonal elements. Everything, here how many elements are there here? N elements are there. And this side, below the principal diagonal or above the principal diagonal, you can check that one. Total, rest of the elements n square minus n by n elements are there. This side, both the sides equal number of elements are there. So below the principal diagonal, n square minus n by 2 elements are there. Above the principal diagonal, here also n square minus n by 2 elements are there. Now here, either you can check this one or that one. Here I am checking first. Now first this one also, every element may or may not be present. So for this one, A1, A0, may be, may not be. 2 possibilities are there. 2 into 2 into. For every element there are 2 possibilities. so on. How many elements are there? N elements are there. So n times you can write into. Now here you can check that one. For every element, two possibilities are there. Either belongs or doesn't belongs only. If it belongs, at the same time A1 comma A2 also should be there. For that element, see here, that one selection depends upon this one only. If I won't select that one, also don't select that one. If I select this one, you have to select that one. So for the second element, there is only one possibility is there. Depends upon the first element only. So here two possibilities are there. This one, only one possibility is there. If you take this one, here no need to take one possibility only. If you take, don't take it, there also don't take that one. Like that, 2 into 1, so on. How many times you have to write? N square minus n by 2 times. This side only you have to check that one. That side only one possibility is there. That is equal to, this is the 2 power n into, that is 2 into n square minus n by 2. That is one, we can write 2 power n square minus n by 2. A power m into a power m plus n square minus n by 2. By simplifying that one, n square plus n by 2, that is equal to 2 power n into n plus 1 by 2. Number of symmetric relations, that one number of symmetric relations, so 2 power n into n plus 1 by 2. Here also anti-symmetric same only. Number of anti-symmetric relations also 2 power n into n plus 1 by 2. Why? Because here also you can write the same thing, 2 into n times 2 power n, and if you select that one, here selecting or not selecting, two ways are there. That one don't select, only one possibility is there. If you select, don't select. If you don't select here, select that one, like that. Here only two, the selection of the elements this side, it depends upon the this side only. Okay, here also the same thing you can write. Here also number of antisymmetric relations n square plus n, 2 power n into n plus 1 by 2. Now, for a trans 2 there is no particular formula. That's why I am saying, I am not saying that one. Here number of equivalence relation. Number of equivalence relation. Here this method we say Bell method. I am saying the shortcut method only. Number of equivalence relation. Number of equivalence relation. Number of equivalence relations. And here a set contains n elements. For example, 1, n of a is equal to 2, n of a is equal to 3. Elements are there. How to write number of equivalence relations? Now I am going to say the shortcut method only. First you can remember this one. If a set contains only one element is there, number of equivalence relation only 1. For example, A is equal to set of A is there. So relation you can write only one thing, A cross A. You will get only 1. So number of that is a symmetric, antisymmetric, trans 2. So that is a equivalence relation. Number of equivalence relation 1 only. And if a set contains 2 elements, the same 1, 1, 2. Only this one you can remember. 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2. Here ends with 2. Next third row starts with 3, 2. The same thing only. Now add these two. 2 plus 1, 3 you can write here. And the sum of these two, 3 plus 2, 5 you can write here. And here ends with 5. So next row starts with 5. Now 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 3, 10. 10 plus 5, 15. So again starts with 15. 15 plus 5, 20. 20 plus 7, 27. Plus 10, 37. 52. Like that you can continue this one. Now what is, how to say this one? If a set contains only one element, number of equivalence relation, that is 1. If a set contains 2 elements, number of equivalence relations 2. If a set contains 3 elements, number of equivalence relations 5. If a set contains 4 elements, the number of equivalence relations 15. If a set contains 5 elements, number of equivalence relations 52. So, in the next class, we can discuss different model questions.